You're watching Hockey North. My name's Anastasia Bucsis. I am your host. We are just days away from puck drop, season 2 of the Professional Women's Hockey League. November 30th, Toronto hosting the Boston Fleet. And to help us break it all down, because we have so much to talk about, Karissa Donkin. Karissa, great to see your face, buddy. You were just in Montreal for preseason camps and scrimmages. Let's start there. So much to dissect. General vibe. What did you see?
Well, the vibes were high. I mean, I think that's safe to say. To me, the product on the ice actually felt a little bit faster than last year. It might have been sort of where we were in the rink in Verdun. Like you felt like you were kind of, looking on almost on the ice with them, which thank goodness that wouldn't end well if I was on the ice with them. But it felt to me like it was almost faster than it was last season and still very physical too. So that was the big surprise.
I love some speed on ice, you know me. Can we have some fun and just do some silly predictions? I mean, because I'm seeing a lot of season previews and I want to go to the source because I trust your brain. Let's start with something preposterous. MVP of the league. Okay, we know Spooner won it last year. Who do you got your eye on this year?
Yeah, these early season predictions are always so humbling. But, I feel very confident in this one. This isn't a very bold prediction, Anastasia, but I'm going to go with Marie-Philippe Poulin. Maybe you've heard of her. Best player in the world. I know.
Bold prediction, Karissa. Sorry. MPP for MVP. All right. Yeah, that's a hot take.
Yeah, I know. I just obviously Natalie Spooner had a heck of a year last year. And, for my money, I think Marie-Philippe Poulin was not too far behind her for my pick as MVP. I think if she can stay healthy for the whole season, she's just not somebody that I would ever bet against. So my money is on her. I think that she is Montreal's MVP every day of the week and best player in the world.
Best player in the world. I will throw in Sarah Fillier's name. I mean, she just looks so good in those scrimmages. Scored a Hattie command. That's someone I've got my eye on. But MPP, okay, that's a safe guess. Breakout star or surprise? Who are you excited to see this year?
Well, one of my takeaways from watching some of the preseason action, Anastasia, was that the kids are all right. In fact, I'd say they're more than all right. Hannah Bilka was someone who stood out to me in terms of her speed. Talking to her general manager, Danielle Marmer, she talked about how she just processes things on the ice so quickly. So if you watch her, she's not ever looking down. Like her brain just works that quickly. And to a greater extent, I would say Danielle Serdachny. I mean, she's someone who I think is just built for this league. Physically, she's a fantastic skater, and she scored this beautiful end-to-end goal against Montreal. And she's just so skilled, and I think she's exactly what Ottawa needed. Carla McLeod told me, you know what, we weren't hard enough to play against at times last season. And I think that Danielle Serdachny is somebody who's going to help them with that and who's going to replace some of the skill that they lost when Daryl Watts went to Toronto.
Yeah, great insights. And sorry, just to go back to Bilka, I mean, I immediately think if she's on a line with Niter and Mueller, that's going to help Boston find the back of the net. Defender of the year last year, of course, Erin Ambrose, the great Erin Ambrose. Thoughts there?
Yeah, I mean, I think Erin Ambrose is still going to be such an important piece for Montreal. Just to be different, to pick someone else, I'm going to go with Ella Shelton with New York. She's somebody that they rely on in all situations. She's got a heck of a shot from the point. And I think that we're going to be talking about her in the next couple of years as Team Canada's best defender. I think it maybe flew under the radar a little bit last year because New York didn't have the best season, but I'm going to go with her.
Okay, Ella Shelton, that's a great pick. Claire Thompson, that's where my brain goes a little bit. Just Zumwinkle, Heisey. That might be a little bit of a dynamite trio.
100%. Yeah, and she's someone who is going to be so interesting to watch coming back from taking some time off to go to medical school. Pretty big deal. She's one of those super smart people. But I didn't see her in preseason action, of course, in Toronto, but definitely the rivalry series. To me, it looks like she hasn't missed a beat.
Okay, $1 million question. Who's going to win the Walter Cup?
Well, let's see. I think it's a really hard one to predict. I know that that's a bit of a cowardly answer. It's a hard one to predict because it was so close last season. Every game was so close. And I think that's what made watching the league so exciting last year, is just the parity between the 6 teams. You know, Toronto has a really deep forward group, but I'm going to go with Boston. I think Boston really doesn't have any obvious holes. I think they've got one of the best goaltenders in the league in Aaron Frankel. They've got one of the best defenders in the league in Megan Keller. Daniela Peshova is going to be somebody to watch in their blue line. And then up front, you know, we talked about Hannah Bilka. They've got Lauren Gable, who's one of the best shooters in the league, and Hannah Bilka could help her unlock some of that. And then, of course, Hillary Knight, another one of the best shooters in the league. So I think if they can put it together, if they can score some goals, if they can figure out what their power play should look like and get that kind of firing, I think they could be a team to watch. Also, one of the most physical teams in the league. We saw that in the playoffs last year. They're really hard to play against. So I'm going to go Boston.
I'm going to go Toronto. That's my hot pick. I think they're going to win the league. And I'm really curious as to see what that progression looks like, especially that we are, a handful of months out of Italy, really. The Olympics are right around the corner. You got to think Troy Ryan, Gina Kingsbury. Sorry, that's where my brain goes. So there you have it. Without seeing 1 second of regular season play, we have our too early of predictions. Karissa, this has been fun. Thank you so much. You always have so many insights. And guess what? Puck drop is just right around the corner. We're even closer now. November 30th, first game, Toronto hosting Boston Fleet. I will be ringside, 2 p.m. Eastern on CBC, and you can catch us here at Hockey North.